Hello folks, it's time once again to do one of these tributes to a fallen musical legend, musical genius that we have lost. 5 months ago I did a tribute to the Alarms' Mike Peters, and we're coming into these days when favorites from the 80s is starting to fall off one by one. Yesterday, when this is being filmed, we lost Dave Ball, 66 years old. Dave Ball, who was, among others, one half of the synthpop duo Soft Cell, that had a really great hit back in 1981 with one of the most classic synth pop hits called Tainted Love. It was a cover of a Gloria Jones song from 1964. But they did it, Soft Cell did it in their own ways, in their own way with synthesizer, and I remember hearing it the first time in a Swedish radio show called Metropol. They had a part there with a musical quiz between two celebrities, in this case two radio hosts, and they played Tainted Love for them to guess on. And I heard the first time I heard the blip blopping, and I got so fascinated by this song, not knowing that behind that sound, behind the interesting singing of Mark Almond, of course, and behind the synthesizer was a big synthesizer genius, Dave Ball, and of course, when I heard this the first time, the spring 1986, this Soft Cell duo had been split up since 2 years ago. So I had, for years, I hadn't heard any other song than Tainted Love. But soon enough, as I grew up, I realized that Soft Cell was a band that, aside from this very simple synthesizer iconic song, aside from that, they were a band that dared to experiment a whole lot with new music, to take the synthesizer sound and do something else with it, and that is what was significant for Dave Ball. He dared to experiment a whole lot with music, which will be shown later on. But this has, of course, two parts, because he had two bands that were big. And to start with Soft Cell, my collection of Soft Cell is, of course, the iconic debut Non-Stop Erotic Cabaret that contains Tainted Love and Sex Dwarf and Bedsitter and Say Hello, Wave Goodbye, and so on. And then we have another album, The Art of Falling Apart. Also very experimental and special album. And we have some 45s. Naturally, Tainted Love. We have Say Hello, Wave Goodbye. We have We're the Hardest, which is from this. And we have Numbers, various. The Soft Cell was very much special and more odd and experimental synth pop band than many others at its time, and back in 1984 they split up. due to a whole lot of using of drugs and fame. Rose pretty quick, too quick, they have said. And they discovered that this is not fun anymore, so they just did a farewell concert. But they have reunited, and a song that came out back in 2022 called Purple Zone that they did with the Pet Shop Boys is a fantastic one, highly recommended. And actually, right before Dave Ball's passing, they were just finished with another Soft Cell album, so I would assume that that one will also be coming out pretty soon, as most likely the final Soft Cell album. Let's hope for that anyway. But to go back time again to 1984 when they split up, Dave Ball did some solo stuff. He worked in studio. He did some music to movies and so on, until 1988 when he met Richard NORRIS, a producer, and they decided to do another band, or should I say, Dave Ball decided to start another band called The Grid. And The Grid was more of a techno band that mixed techno with elements from synthpop, and The Grid dared even more to experiment and go its own way. Back in 1990, they got a little breakthrough with an album. I can start by showing that. It is this one, Electric Head, and the song A Beat Called Love. I'm not going to say that this is a perfect album, but it is a very special, very experimental, and very, very nice sounding album. It really shows that Dave Ball's wanting to take the music into different roads that actually were at the market. But of course, the album and the song that led The Grid to stardom was Swamp Thing, in which they, on another song that came out earlier called Texas Cowboys, they mixed techno sound with country music in a very, very special way. This is truly a masterpiece, with Roger Dinsdale's banjo playing, and a really astonishing, very cool commercial, yes, but it is a fantastic, cool song. Definitely one of the best dance tracks in the 90s. And along with that came this album that is the most famous one, Evolver. This is a really, really amazing album. I listened to it numerous times. The interesting thing is that the follow-up single to Swamp Thing was a song called Roller Coaster, and that song's title only describes this album, because it really is a roller coaster. Each song is like a little roller coaster at a fun park. You never know where each song is going to end, because it is so amazing. You can listen to the song Throb, where they all of a sudden picks up a electric guitar and plays a rock riff in the middle of the song as a loop, and listen to the song Roller Coaster. It really is a song going everywhere, but still has a kind of a red thread, and melody, and it is a fantastic album, and I really like this album. One of the best dance albums in the 90s, Evolver. And then the Grid did some albums sporadically, but Dave Ball also continued to do his other stuff, like, as I said, reuniting Soft Cell and combining those. And he also had an illness during a later part of his life that then yesterday ended his life when he died in his sleep. So the music business have lost an icon, a man who dared to challenge music business and go his own ways, take his own roads, and stuff like I feel like much of the music business is lacking of today. The musicians who dare to go their own ways and make it so that people want to hear it. So for all of his contributions to the music business, all of his albums, all of his music, and his fantastic ways to take music on in different roads, I thank Dave Ball, and may he rest in peace. So that was my tribute to a real 80s legend and 90s legend in my book. So until next time, I hope that every one of you have a really nice time, no matter where you are, no matter what you do. Take care, and so long.